My name is Nickel, and today we actually have an extra video on top of the normal schedule just as a bonus, brought to you by James. So if you guys end up enjoying this bonus video and you'd like to see more extra videos like this, let us know by leaving a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. But for now, I'll pass it off to him.
Thank you kindly for the intro, Nickel. What up, everyone? James here, and in today's video, we're gonna be taking a look at one of Overwatch's most popular ships ever. And it may or may not come off as a bit of a surprise, but today we're coming at you with Hanzo. That's right, McCree and Hanzo. Now, before we get started, I just want to say I'm not trying to push this ship out on anybody. Like, if you're someone who loves Hanzo, you create fan art, fanfics, whatever, that's totally rad. And on the other hand, if you're someone who's just not about it, like, bruh, please, no, that's rad too. Honestly, whatever floats your boat, I'm just gonna be talking about the facts, statistical and canon, as well as my own observations on what people have said, and just trying to make sense and piece together why the relationship is as popular as it is. Because according to a tweet made by Google themselves, of all things, Hanzo was the most popular Overwatch ship searched in 2017. If we take a look at the graphic they posted, for most of the year, Hanzo stayed consistently strong at the very top, beating out even Reaper 76, Pharmacy, Widow Tracer, and Road Rat. It's also pretty impressive when you consider that Pharmacy isn't a search term that's limited for shipping, right? It's something that directly correlates to the game in a competitive sense. And Google even mentions, just because they aren't together doesn't mean we can't dream about it. This fan-created Overwatch character ship got the most love in search this year. So for starters, I think it's rad that Google would even tweet about something as niche as an Overwatch ship, let alone allude to the Hanzo pairing. They've obviously got some Hanzo shippers amongst their Twitter or Trends crew, but to go even further beyond, according to research done by Scott Dewey, I hope I didn't butcher his name, but he's a news writer for .esports, he mentions Hanzo was especially popular in Finland, with a search interest rating of 100 out of a possible 100. Canada came in second place with 79. The number reached an all-time high for the week of December 24th, and its lowest was at 48 for the week of September 17th. So it seems like by Christmas Eve, a lot of people were searching Hanzo. Clearly, if we're going by Scott's statistics. So I did a little bit of my own digging just to see how things were looking for the Hanzo search term, statistically speaking, as of April 2018. Because again, the data that I just showed you was from 2017. And lo and behold, Hanzo is still the most searched relationship topic in comparison to popular ship terms like Reaper 76 or even Gensi. So with that said, it seems pretty clear that the Hanzo fanship is still sailing pretty strong this year. So the statistics pretty much speak for themselves as far as how popular this ship is on the internet, but they don't really answer the question, why is this such a popular ship or search term? What exactly is it about these two characters that puts people into a shipping frenzy, churning out numerous cowboy and bowman fan art pieces? Because for all the artwork, fanfics, stats, whatever the case may be, in a canon sense, Hanzo and McCree don't really have a relationship in or outside of the game, if any at all. They have nowhere near as rich a backstory as, say, Reaper and Soldier 76, like we previously explored, and as far as we know, Hanzo and McCree haven't even encountered each other in Overwatch's main storyline. The only Shimada we know of McCree directly interacting with is obviously Hanzo's brother, Genji, who, as we all know, has a connection to McCree because of their history together as members of Blackwatch. Other than that, we never really see Hanzo or McCree directly interact with each other. Canonically, at least. So with that said, let's examine these two characters and compare them. There have obviously been many observations made about the similarities and contrasts between McCree and Hanzo because of how popular they are as a ship. Out of the similarities, it's well known that both characters have criminal backgrounds, but have since left their life of crime in the past for the path of redemption. As we know, Hanzo was the heir, or more appropriately because of his new skin, the scion to the Shimada clan, a criminal empire that dealt in assassination, traded in weaponry, and illegal substances. In a very traditional Japanese sense, Hanzo was bound by duty to succeed the Shimada clan after his father's death, and because of this, he was trained from a young age to accept this responsibility. All his plans for the future pretty much changed though when Shimada clan affairs eventually forced him to kill his own brother, Genji. This tore Hanzo apart and left him heartbroken. For this, he ultimately left everything behind, rejecting the ideals of his father, his family, and the shamanic clan. And as we see in the Overwatch short, Hanzo has since become a wanderer on the path to redemption, looking to atone for his past actions. Similarly, we have McCree, who used to operate in the notorious crime group, the Deadlock Gang, which operated in illicit weapons and military hardware throughout the American Southwest. Not as much information has been revealed about the Deadlock Gang as we have about the Shimada clan, but we do know that after a bust in an Overwatch sting operation, McCree was given the option to turn over a new leaf by working for Blackwatch. It was either that or rot in a jail cell, and we all know which route he chose. And after the events of Retribution, you can definitely see that during that time, McCree had become a voice of reason, questioning his captain's actions and becoming disillusioned with Blackwatch's motives. Eventually, once Blackwatch was disbanded, McCree becomes a gun for hire, fighting for causes he believes are just. A stark contrast to how he started out. In addition to parallel histories, McCree and Hanzo specifically contrast each other in an aesthetic manner. As someone from the Overwatch forums mentioned, there's a total East meets West dynamic, McCree being a cowboy and symbolizing the West, and Hanzo a man raised to become a traditional warrior in Japan, symbolizing the East. Personality-wise, McCree seems to be more laid back and devil-may-care, whereas Hanzo has a more stoic, serious demeanor to him. This contrast extends to their in-game roles, McCree as an offense hero and Hanzo as a defense hero. While McCree is decent as a hit-scan character in medium range, he truly shines in close range where he can hit you with a flashbang and rapidly deplete your health by fanning the hammer, whereas Hanzo, especially with the loss of scatter arrows and the addition of lunge, favors a more long-range playstyle, picking off enemies with his bow from a distance. The age-old saying, opposites attract, can sometimes be true in real life when it comes to romantic relationships. Sometimes you'll be into someone who's your polar opposite, and not always the case, but with that said, McHanzo shippers seem to have really taken that idea and just straight up ran with it when it comes to Hanzo and McCree. In addition, Hanzo and McCree also always seem to have some sort of banter going on in their voice lines. And again, none of these are canon voice lines or seem to suggest that they've met before in the story, but with that said, they are fairly entertaining nonetheless.
No, that sake is not half bad, but I prefer a little bite to my liquor.
How predictable. Such an unsophisticated taste.
People would call you a Ronin, a masterless samurai.
Ronin? I like the sound of that.
Getting tired, gunslinger?
Not a chance. Hey, Archer, let's say you pass that flask around so we can all have a drink. This is thirsty work.
We drink when the job is done.
You're not bad with a bow, but don't you think it's a little old-fashioned?
Perhaps there is still a future for anachronisms.
Doesn't seem to be any end to the monsters.
Let them come. I could always use the practice.
So whether it's debating over liquor strength or talking about old-fashioned weaponry, McCree and Hanzo's voice lines seem to suggest a slightly tense alliance, but not unfriendly. So overall, for those of you who had no idea McHanzo was a thing, or you did know and were also wondering, like myself, why people seem so obsessed with this particular pairing of characters, romantic or otherwise, Hanzo and McCree definitely have some interesting parallels in their backstories, from living that criminal life to becoming individuals seeking redemption, as well as the general theme of opposites attract. East meets West, offense versus defense, laid-back cowboy versus serious clan heir, etc. Though they may not have a canon relationship, there's no denying there's a connection between the two in an aesthetic sense at least. And with all that, it's pretty easy to see why there are so many people out there that just can't help putting these two characters side by side. So that pretty much wraps up this video on McHanzo. Hope this one shed some light on why this pairing is so popular. And again, ship whoever you want to ship, or if you don't ship anything at all, that's totally gravy too. It's your call, your life, go live it and enjoy it. With that said, what do you guys find most interesting about McHanzo? If you guys enjoyed this relationship video, let us know in the comment section below what your favorite pairings are and what you'd possibly like to see in a future video. And as always, dropping a like, subscribing, and enabling post notifications would be greatly appreciated, as well as hanging out with us on a live stream at facebook.com/onickel. Thank you so much for watching this video, and we'll catch you in the next one.
Rearranging.